All right, today we're diving into Colt, Brawl Stars' very own pretty boy gunslinger. Now, he's been around since the very beginning, but his story, it's this constant tug of war between having just immense power and being kind of frustratingly inconsistent. Let's get right into it.
I mean, that line says it all, right? It just perfectly captures who he is. Colt is all about confidence, about making a big, flashy entrance. He's not just another brawler. He's literally designed to be the star of the whole show. But, behind that shiny, confident exterior is a brawler who has been on an absolute roller coaster of balance changes. He's a character defined by a ridiculously high skill ceiling and sometimes some really tough limitations. And that right there, that's the core tension we're going to be unpacking today.
So let's get down to it. Who is Colt? Well, officially, he's the main attraction at Star Park. He wows every crowd with his good looks and his fancy gun twirling. Well, almost every crowd. Sorry, Shelley.
And his in-game lines just keep hammering this idea home. I mean, think about it. You're in the middle of this totally chaotic fight, and he's worried about his appearance. It's a massive part of his charm, for sure.
Okay, so this table just kind of grounds us in the fundamentals. He's a rare brawler, which means he's one of the easier characters to get your hands on. His job is super simple, pure damage dealer. And the really key thing here, he's an OG, one of the original 15 brawlers ever in the game. So how does this whole star of the show thing actually work on the battlefield? It's pretty simple, really. His entire kit, everything he does is about one thing, putting an insane number of bullets downrange. So his basic attack, 6 shooters, just unloads 6 shots in a perfectly straight line. If you manage to land all of them, the damage is absolutely huge. But then you've got his super, Bullet Storm, which fires double the bullets at an even longer range. And here's the crucial part. It completely shreds through walls and bushes, literally changing the layout of the map. But see, those basic attacks, they're really just the starting point. The real depth to playing Colt, the fun part, comes from his other abilities, which can totally flip his playstyle from one match to the next. So his first gadget, Speedloader, is all about that burst damage. Picture this. You've just emptied your clips on somebody. You hit this button and bam! 2 more attacks are instantly ready to go. It makes him this relentless damage machine when you really need it. And then you've got Silver Bullet. This gadget isn't just an attack. It fundamentally changes how you think about the game. It lets him fire one single long-range shot that just plows through everything. Enemies, walls, you name it. Need to open up a new path for your team? Or hit that guy hiding behind a wall? This is the tool for the job. And his star powers? This is really the core dilemma for any Colt player. You have a choice to make. Do you go with Slick Boots for that speed boost, making you way harder to hit? Or do you pick Magnum Special to make your range and bullet speed even better, basically turning you into a sniper? It's that classic choice. Do you want to be agile or do you want to be lethal? And finally, we have his hypercharge, dual wielding. This is Colt at his absolute ridiculous peak. It makes his super wider by a massive 120%, creating this devastating wall of bullets that can clear huge parts of the map. And if that wasn't crazy enough, he also gets temporary boosts to his speed, his damage, and a shield. It's his ultimate I win button. So with all of this unbelievable firepower, you'd think he's totally unstoppable, right? Well, not exactly. All these pieces come together to create what we call a classic glass cannon, a character with just incredible power, but also a really critical weakness. So on the plus side, his strengths are obvious. I mean, he has some of the highest potential damage per second in the entire game, a really respectable range, and like we've seen, that ability to destroy terrain can be a game-winning move all by itself. And just look at this number. At max level, a single perfect attack where every single shot hits deals 4,320 damage. To put that in perspective, that's enough to instantly delete a lot of other brawlers right out of the game. The potential is just massive. But, and this is a huge but, here's the catch. Landing all 6 of those shots is incredibly hard. His attack is a burst, which means enemies can easily just sidestep the later bullets. Plus, he has really low health and absolutely no way to escape or heal himself, which makes him super vulnerable if he gets caught in a bad spot. One source we looked at put it perfectly. They said that this main weakness makes all his other strengths colorless. Because really, if you can't consistently land those difficult shots, all that incredible damage potential just doesn't matter. It's a really brutal trade-off. And this high-risk, high-reward nature has given Colt one of the most volatile histories in the game's competitive scene. I mean, he has swung wildly from being completely overpowered to being almost useless. If you look at this timeline, you can really see the journey he's been on. He starts out as a balanced, original brawler. Then, in 2020, that overpowered silver bullet gadget drops and makes him totally dominant. A year later, the Nerf hammer comes down, and it comes down hard. And then most recently, his 2023 hypercharge gives him another huge power spike, completely shaking up his place in the game all over again. But through all of those ups and downs, all those changes, his core identity has never, ever changed. Colt is, and he has always been, a brawler who lives and dies by player skill. He is absolutely devastating if you know what you're doing, but he is completely unforgiving if you make even one tiny mistake. And all of this leaves us with one final and, I think, really fascinating question. In a game that's always changing, is a character design like Colt's, one that demands almost perfect play to be good, is that a unique strength that really rewards mastery? Or is it a fatal flaw that will always hold him back?